The Philadelphia 76ers have just over $60 million to spend this offseason. But just because they have $60 million to spend doesn't mean you have to spend all of it. Kyle Gaffner is here. I'm Adrian Fedke. It's the 2016 free agency preview. We've been talking about doing the show for weeks. We're finally here. Start of free agency is Friday. I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
Especially for us, we're seeing it all come together. We got our money to spend. We're gonna throw a little money around. Finally, we haven't done it the past couple of years. The draft is underway. We got our Ben Simmons, our prize pupil. Now it's time to look for guys to put around him to start to build the nucleus.
Yeah, and our show is gonna be well, you're not gonna see Kevin Durant in the show because he's not coming to the Sixers. So we're gonna make like some realistic type of options that the Sixers could go after. So you're not gonna see like Dwayne Wade on this or
LeBron.
LeBron. It's none of that shit's happening. Even DeMar DeRozan, not gonna happen.
No, it's not. And I know people want to see that, but there's no need for it. We're not going to go out and try to bring in the megastar because none of those guys would even think about coming here. We're still in the rebuilding stages. Yeah, most of those guys want to win now.
Yeah, well, DeRozan, too, he already said he wants to re-sign with Toronto. So that's the report. That's the rumor. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition. But, hey, here's what I'll say about this free agency class. I think next year's class is better. Here's what I'm looking for. I want guys that are young, guys that can defend, guys that can shoot the three. I said this in my draft preview. I kept reiterating it over and over and over again. And it's kind of the same thing here. So in 2 to 3 years from now, I want guys that we're signing guys for their potential, basically. So when they're in their primes, they're ready to really, really contribute and be at the top of their game when we're ready to contend. Are you kind of the same thought process, Kyle?
Same exact. I'm on the same page as you. It's exactly what I want. Right when we're going to be contending, they won't be too old. They're not going to be overpaid for the amount of money. The minutes are going to be there, so it's going to be worth the spending.
Yeah, I'm also really curious to see how much money some of these guys get. I mean, the rumor that Joakim Noah is going to get a max deal for Washington is crazy to think about. And the rumor going around today, according to Mark Stein, the Sixers are going to pursue Golden State's Harrison Barnes.
Woo! Yeah, I like that move. I'm on board for that.
Yeah, I'd like, considering he's only 24 years old, the question's going to be, do you want to pay top dollar for a guy that wasn't the star on a team like Golden State? What do you have to say to, some of the haters that may not want to spend a lot of money on him?
I mean, we have this money. What are we going to hold it out for? Like to potentially sign one like a Westbrook next year? That's never going to happen. Spend a little bit of the money. We have to be aggressive in this stage because not only do we have money, but there's all those other teams have the ability to sign a player and give him the same amount of money, if not more. So yeah, give him the money. I mean, he might not be worth it, but he's a really, really good player. It's not like you're putting all this money on a scrub. He can do a lot of things. He can shoot. He can defend multiple positions. He's a good rebounder. He can do outlet pass. He's a good passer. I would definitely do it. Why not?
He's a good shooter. He can shoot from the corners. He can shoot from the wing. I don't think he's a great player, but I think he has the potential to be a pretty good player. And I think that's kind of worth money spending on. Again, he's 24 years old, so in a couple years he'll be hitting his prime, and we'll see how he adjusts, handling being in more of a spotlight, being counted on to score the ball a little bit more, because I will say this: he didn't look good in the finals. He hasn't always looked good in the playoffs, and when he loses his confidence, you can tell out there. I remember this one particular play in the finals. He had an open jump shot. He had a good pump fake, but then you could tell the lack of confidence because he didn't set his feet on the pull-up jumper. I mean, he had all this space, and he took this left elbow jump shot, this pull-up jumper, and he's like way off on it. This was in Game 7. So when he's off, he's really off, and that is a little concerning. But I think he has a lot of potential. He's a guy that can create for himself. He can, Ben Simmons would complement well with Ben Simmons because his ability to shoot. So Simmons can drive and kick. He can shoot the three. So there's a lot of good things he can do. He can defend too. So
He's a great defender.
yeah, so I think this would be a solid get. Yeah, if they can manage to pry him free from Golden State.
And just to touch on that too a little bit, yeah, he had a bad finals, and I don't know. That's why people don't want him all of a sudden. There was a lot of people on the bandwagon to get Harrison Barnes, and all of a sudden he has a couple bad games, and you're throwing this guy away like he's a used piece of garbage. I feel like you can't do that with a player because they're not always going to have great games. People have bad games. It happens. I feel like his good outweighs the bad that he's done in this league. So. And you have to think about that, too, because Golden State can match it, and they said they will match it, any offer that he gets.
They can say they're going to match it, but do they have the ability to match? Because they got a lot of guys that they got to pay.
True.
Like the future. So, obviously got a lot of stars.
They do have a lot of stars, but with that cap going up, with all that money, they're going to be able to do it. So, and I feel like they want to keep that core together.
Is Harrison Barnes really part of that core, though?
I think he is. I mean, he's not one of the main three with the Draymond, Clay, and
That's what I'm like. That's what I mean. Like he's like the main. He's not the main guy. He's
number 4.
I guess maybe.
Oh yeah.
So all right. So he would be a good get though. All right. So let's kind of move on to some other guys. Bradley Beal is another one that's being kind of thrown around. He's the guy that can shoot the three. He can defend a little bit. He's only 22 years old. But the big problem, obviously, is his injury history. So are you willing to take the chance on his injury history? Because if he can stay healthy, he's a better player than Harrison Barnes.
He's a better player than Harrison Barnes. His potential is much better. Sky's the limit with this guy. I would not touch him with a 10-foot pole, though. The injuries are too much for me. I'm not paying this guy all this money. He's never had a healthy year, ever. To play 40 or 50 games and you're giving him a max deal, no thanks. I'd rather give it to a Harrison Barnes type player than to a guy that's not going to play the full potential season. It will be like it's another Andrew Bynum situation.
It's interesting though because there's so much potential with him. I probably wouldn't take him over Harrison Barnes, but it's not like it's a wash. Or like a washout or a knockout or something like that. I would definitely seriously consider signing him. But I probably wouldn't want to give him max money. You'd probably have to do like a sign and trade with Washington or something to acquire him because he's restricted. And apparently Washington wants to match any offer. So we'll see. But goddamn, dude, this guy when he's healthy, he's so fucking good. And
he's incredible.
It's is he going to be like Brandon Roy? Or is he going to be able to overcome the injuries and, kill it? He's Bradley Beal. I mean, 22. He's only 22. That's crazy.
He's so young. And he's incredible. Fun to watch, but he can never stay healthy. Maybe he can overcome it much like Michael Redd did back in the day. Was so injury prone coming out of college. Had another injury when he played for Milwaukee, but he had a very long and a great career, actually. But I would not go after him. Not for max money. Maybe if we could work something out that was reasonable, maybe like $7 million a year for 2 or 3 years. But I'm not giving this dude a max deal. No way.
All right. Let's see. Another name on the list. Now, this guy isn't exactly under 25. He's 27. But Nicholas Batum would be another guy that would kind of fit what we want to do. You're talking about an athletic wing that can defend. He can shoot the three ball a little bit. You look at a guy that we just drafted, Timothy Luwawu. If Luwawu can ever develop a jump shot, there's a lot of comparisons you can make to a guy like Batum. He can shoot off the dribble too, so he's comfortable with the ball in his hands. He can do a lot of different things for you. Physical type of defender, versatile, guard many positions. A lot of versatility he brings on the offensive side of the ball. He can run the floor too, so that's going to help with Simmons.
Great in transition.
Yeah, I would strongly consider him.
I would definitely give him max money, too. I would give him max money. I love Nicholas Batum. Huge fan. He does a little bit of everything. I think he's a better shooter than people give him credit for. He was one of the higher percentage shooters out there when he was with the Trailblazers. He had kind of a down year with Charlotte this year, but I think he would fit great with what we are trying to do. I can imagine Ben driving to the hole, kicking it out to a Batum or like a Harrison Barnes. Those would be two guys that I would love to pursue just because they're multifaceted. They can do many things good, rather than just one thing good.
Yeah. All right, I'm going back to Beal real quick because I wanted to look up how many games he's actually started. So just to give you guys a sense of how injury prone he kind of is, rookie year he played 56 games, started 46. Second year started 73 of the 82, played 63 games. Last year 59 starts. This year only 55 games, so 35 starts. So it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be.
That's pretty bad, man.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be worse. I mean, at least he's playing over 60 games, at least two of those years, over 55 in all four of them. So it's not like terrible. But, I mean, obviously it's already 4 years in the league and he's getting injury prone. So it's a lot of risk, but goddamn, there's a lot of reward to that too. If he can stay healthy, that can be like that kind of signing that can put you over the top if it works out.
It just goes back to Bynum. He had so much potential. Look how good he was. He got here, another guy that had a lot of injuries and never did anything for us.
Yeah.
You can even see that with JoJo, too.
Well, there's a difference for me, though, with a big guy rather than a guard. Now, I did bring Brandon Roy up. He was never able to overcome his injuries. But a big guy, I mean, it just seems like injuries linger on a big guy. With a guard, you can maybe overcome it. So, you just never know, though, because, like, a guy like I'm going to NFL now. Like, a guy like Thomas Davis, for instance. This guy has been getting hurt every single year. But when he is out there, he's so fucking good. So it's like kind of like a comparison like that. If Bradley Beal can be healthy for you in the playoffs when you really need him, that's kind of what you're looking for. So I'm probably more in the minority of wanting Bradley Beal than most people, but at the same time, I still understand the risks, and I probably wouldn't want to throw like max money at him. But
that's what he's going to want. He's going to want max money.
Yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see, how the max money is going to work out in this free agency. That's what I'm really curious about.
Me too. To see what guys get it. Is it going to be worth the risk over the reward? In my opinion, the reward is not worth. It's not worth the squeeze, man. The lemon is not worth the squeeze in this situation for that type of guy.
I'll tell you what, though, Bradley Beal is fucking talented, and he's 22. I'm telling you, man.
Good. I'm not denying that. When he was healthy with John Wall, one of the best backcourts.
All right, let's get to some other kind of little smaller names now. Actually, or do you want to talk about some names that you're not interested in?
Yeah. Actually, Bradley Beal was on my on one of my guys I didn't want to touch. DeMar DeRozan, I do not want to touch. Jeremy Lin, I'm kind of on the fence. If he doesn't want max money, I would probably give him a shot, but I think he's going to get max money. I'm not going after Kent Bazemore, and I really don't want to go after Brandon Jennings. I could see, BC going after a guy like that as well.
I don't want Brandon Jennings at all. I hate Brandon Jennings. I'm not a big fan of his shot selection at all. Yeah, he's not that good. Jeremy Lin, I mean, max money for Jeremy Lin, that seems insane to me. I mean, he would be a guy that maybe be interested in like a stopgap because this is the kind of style he likes to play. If you remember when he killed it in New York, I mean, D'Antoni, this is the type of style, pace and space sort of deal. But I'm not spending a lot of money on Jeremy Lin either. The thing about the point guard is this next year's draft class is loaded with them. So you don't necessarily need to go after a point guard this offseason. Mike Conley is another name that's been thrown around. But with he's already 28, I believe, so I'd kind of want to stay away from him.
I would like him, though. I think he would be good in our situation. Kind of let Ben roam free if he's not playing the point. I think he could play a little two guard. I wouldn't mind having him on there. Plus, you get a little bit older. Yeah, it wouldn't work out in the situation while we're trying to get younger and when we're starting to compete. I don't think he would come here anyway. He's going to go to a contender. But if there was some chance that we could get him, I don't think he would be terrible. I think he would be good on our team.
Well, he wouldn't be terrible. I mean, shit. But I would rather go after a guy next year so you don't have to spend as much money either. So that's what I would do. I would even still try and pry Chris Dunn from Minnesota, if that ever happens. I would love Chris Dunn. I don't want Ricky Rubio. See, that's what I'm like concerned with. Like, we're gonna trade for somebody that's not that good. Ricky Rubio is not that good.
I don't think so either. I don't want any parts of Ricky Rubio. They gave him all that money, and now they're trying to unload it. If they gave us a pick to take on that contract, along with Pekovic too, his contract, eat up a little of that for a draft pick or maybe a Chris Dunn, which I doubt they're going to do, but I'd be on board for that too.
Just give me Chris Dunn, I'll be happy.
You know what trade I'm interested in, though? I want some Gordon Hayward. That would be a trade I'd be interested in doing.
He's all right. I like him a little bit. Considering I have that white bias where I hate white players, I actually don't mind him. So he's actually one of
those guys that represents the white guys pretty good.
Yeah, he's like your prototypical white guy. He went to Butler. He got the air flip. He is 100% all American white. That's what
he is. I wouldn't mind him on the team, though. I think he would fit perfect for what we do. A nice guy you could kick out to, can shoot, can handle the ball. His defense isn't that good, but, makes up for the shooting.
All right. Moving on, some other names. Now, you mentioned you wouldn't want to touch Kent Bazemore. I would be curious to see how much money he'd get, but he's a guy I would consider. Now, he's already 26, but that's okay for me because he's more of a role player. So he's more like crafty. He's athletic. He can defend. I think he's a player that Philadelphia would love. I would like Kent Bazemore.
I'm not a fan of him. His shooting is not good enough for me to give him a try. He is super athletic, but we have so many guys on the team that are like that already. With like a Alualu, you've got Grant that is kind of like that. Trying to think who else we got on the squad.
He can defend though.
Right.
I mean, like it depends on how much money he wants. Like that's the thing with a lot of these. If it's not like too pricey, I wouldn't mind bringing him in. But if it's like something crazy, no. Like, for instance, if say like he was asking for like the money that Chris Middleton wanted last year, no way would I.
God, no.
Exactly. So that's the thing you got to keep on the lookout for is how much money these guys. I'm telling you that this free agency class is going to be fucking weird, crazy shenanigans.
They fell into the right time of the cap going up. To where they're going to get paid. Guys are going to get money where they don't really deserve it, I think. They fell in perfectly. And next year is even going to be even worse.
Yeah.
It's going to be stupid money.
All right. I got another name for you. I got Evan Fournier, 23 years old. He's like Harrison Barnes, just can't defend as well. That's kind of my comparison with him. He's kind of a playmaker. He's comfortable with the ball in his hands. I wouldn't mind a Fournier for the right price.
I wouldn't either. He can shoot. He's a good shooter. He can create his own shot. He's a decent passer. And we're still looking to fill that two-guard spot. Signing a guy like this would be right up my alley. I would love to get an Evan Fournier. It's all right if he doesn't defend. I mean, we can make up for that and play a little bit of zone or whatever. But offense, in my eyes, is what I want to see when we're going after free agency. So, yeah, we want to get guys that can defend, but guys that can just flat out ball, I would be happy with too. Some high octane offense. Shooting is key here. I want guys that can shoot the ball very well, and he does that.
Well, that's where we get to maybe my most kind of underrated player in this free agency class. That's Alan Crabb of Portland. 24 years old, athletic shooter. He can guard. He can finish on the break. There's a lot of upside here with Alan Crabb. It could be exciting to see what you might get from him in 3 years from now when he reaches his prime. So Alan Crabb would be a guy I would consider as well, again, for the right price. But I like his future.
I like his athletic ability and his defense. He was fun to watch when I think he came from Cal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of him out there. He was another one of those guys that was he was either a freshman or a sophomore, but athletic freak, can defend the ball, a guy that's going to do that run and gun offense. So I would take a flyer on him. Why not? You guys got like that. Yeah, I would like to even give a guy, maybe like these 1 year deals. Because I think we got to get a little bit of leadership on here. A little bit of age to help these young guys out. Because when you get in that situation where you're losing or whatever, you don't want to have dumb shit happen and kind of guide these guys. So would you give like a Steve Blake a chance or a Mo Williams, guys like this that are going to get, you can get them on the cheap and they could score a little bit?
I'm cool with Steve Blake for a year. I'm cool with that.
Or Momo. I mean, Mo can light it up. I would not have a problem giving him.
I'd probably stay away from him, but Steve Blake, I'd do.
Or like a Ryan Anderson. There's another guy that can shoot the ball really well.
We just don't need him, though, because he's he's like a bigger guy.
He's like a shooting guard.
Oh, he's like 6'10". He's like a stretch 4.
No. I think he's like 6'7".
No. He's a big boy. Who else is there? All right, I'm just going to see if I can run down some names. So, Durant, James. Flalo, I mean, he's I don't know how old he is, but he seems like he's up there already.
He's 30.
Yeah, I'd stay away from him. I mean, we're not going after Andre Drummond. We're not going against after Hassan Whiteside. Talked about Conley earlier. No Al Horford. No Dwight Howard. No Dwayne Wade. No Pau Gasol.
Marcus Thornton. He's out there. I'd give him a flyer. I'd give him a shot.
Who's that?
Marcus Thornton.
Oh, Marcus Thornton. All right, I got 2 names here. I mean, I wouldn't sign any of these guys, but what are your thoughts on Chandler Parsons or Rajon Rondo?
I don't want Rondo.
No.
I wouldn't go near him. He's a traditional point guard. I mean, no. He doesn't fit anything that we can do. He's done. He's past his prime. And Chandler Parsons, I wouldn't mind, but you're going to have to do a sign. Or is he an unrestricted? I think he is.
I want nothing to do with Chandler Parsons.
No. He can't defend, but he can score.
We need defense. Let's see.
I wouldn't mind Chandler Parsons.
Luol Deng.
No.
I don't know how old he is.
Oh, he's like 33.
Okay, then no. Jordan Clarkson. I wouldn't want him either.
No, I don't want him either. There's a lot of hype going on for him that people really want him bad, but I'm good. I would pass on Clarkson. He's not bad, but too inconsistent in what he does.
Yeah. Probably not bringing Evan Turner back.
No.
I don't want J.R. Smith.
Nope.
I don't want Marvin Williams. I don't want Jamal Crawford. I don't want Jeff Green.
We talked about it before. I'd bring Dion Waiters home.
Oh, no.
He can score the ball. It's all right if he can't play D. He can score the ball.
Hero ball. Fucking hate hero ball.
Bring him home.
He thinks he's hot shit. He thinks he's better than he is. I don't like him.
He got drafted high. That's why he's got a big head because of that.
Fucking Dion Waiters. What about Courtney Lee?
I'd give Courtney Lee a shot. He can shoot and he can defend. I'd definitely. Even though he's 30.
If it's for like a 2-year deal, I would consider it.
Yeah, some of these guys aren't going to get like 4 or 5 year deals, I mean, definitely, especially the older guys that we've been talking about. They'll probably only get a two-year deal. So for guys like that, Marcus Thornton, I'd do a 2-year deal. Steve Blake. Randy Foye, I would give a shot too.
You know who I would give a 2-year deal to? Jared Dudley. Because he can shoot the 3 and he can defend. That's exactly what we need.
God.
He's not going to demand a lot of money. Maybe him. Bring him in for like a year or 2.
Sloppy and slow.
Gives a fuck.
I don't want that dude.
So you want fucking Dion Waiters, but you don't want a guy that could shoot and fucking defend.
Dion Waiters can shoot. He just can't play defense.
Fuck Dion Waiters.
Bring him home.
Every time I see him take a shot, it clanks off the fucking rim. I've never seen him hit a jump shot in my life.
You must have been sleeping during these times that he was carrying the thunder. That's right.
I don't know where this all of a sudden Dion Waiters love came from.
Yeah, he's a hometown boy. Him and Randy, bring him home. Bring him back. I'll take both of them. They're two guards. Why not? What do we have there that's better? Hollis Thompson? No. No, thank you.
There's better on the free agency list. I'll tell you that.
Isaiah Cannon? No. Thank you.
I might rather have Isaiah Cannon than fucking.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This man's drinking the juice.
Cannonball, baby.
Oh god! Yeah, I think he hit 2 cannonballs throughout the whole year. You want to talk about a guy that clanked the ball?
Hey, that's still more than I saw fucking Dion Waiters make.
No way.
Dude, Dion Waiters stinks. I don't know where this love affair came from. He fucking stinks.
He's awesome, guys.
He's just as bad as Ricky Rubio.
Oh, come on. No way. Ricky's just overpaid. Ricky sucks. Ricky just flat out sucks.
All right. Any other names you got?
Augustine.
Oh, DJ Augustine. Okay.
He's out there. But these guys I'm giving 2-year deals. They're just utility players to fill the gap until we get a guard that's going to be there for a long time. Coming next year's draft or in next year's free agency.
Dion Waiters might have the lowest basketball IQ in the league.
Probably. He can still
that's a problem.
He can still score. I don't care. He can score. He can create his own shot. He's not a prolific shooter, but he can
create his own shot. Fucking 20 feet fadeaways with a hand in his face.
Come on, that gets on SportsCenter. It's all about him getting on SportsCenter and being flashy.
I don't care about flashy.
We need that here.
There's only one flash in the NBA, and his name's Dwayne Wade. Okay.
Yeah, I wish we could bring him here in his prime.
Yeah, in his prime, exactly.
But that ain't gonna happen.
All right. Let's see. Anything else? I got nothing. We're not going to sign Eric Gordon.
Would you give Terrence Jones, even though he's a 3? Would you give him a shot? No.
We don't need those type of players. I don't know.
Guy that can defend and shoot the 3. I mean, he does both of those.
Ersan Ilyasova, no.
He's with the Thunder anyway.
Yeah, Jones is more like a power forward. He's like what? He's like 6'9", 6'10", right?
He played the 3 in college, though. He can play the 3.
Yeah, I would stay away from him. Let's see. Matthew Dellavedova. That would be interesting.
I want that trash here. I don't want that Australian garbage here. No way. That guy sucks. He makes up for not playing defense by, biting and kicking people. No way. I don't want that.
That's better than fucking what Dion Waiters provides.
Come on, stop. Now you're just exhausted and talking out your ass. No way.
Waiters is not good. Kevin Martin. We got Raymond Felton, Gerald Green. Any of those guys?
Nope. Not touching any of those bums. Nope.
Gerald Green is interesting because he had that great year in Phoenix, and then that was it. He should have won the NBA's Most Improved Player award that 1 year. I forget. It was 2 years ago under Hornacek. He was outstanding.
He was great then, and that's when the Suns were actually doing good, and then they went off the deep end out of nowhere. But he kind of fell off.
Mario Chalmers.
Nope.
We talked about Floyd.
Kirk's a free agent. Why not give him a 1-year deal? Kirk Heinrich.
Kirk Heinrich is, for a third point guard, second point guard, maybe for a stopgap, I would think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have Kirk Heinrich than Dion Waiters.
Well, so would I.
There we go. And that's about it. We got Leandro Barbosa. We're not going to get him. Gerald Henderson now. So, all right. So we pretty much just went through all the names.
I mean, we touched on everybody. There's a couple other guys, but they're mostly all big guys. I mean, the guys that we were talking about are the essential pieces that we need or could use in free agency. That's not going to cost us a lot or break the bank, but could still help the team out.
Right after this show, I'm going to check out the plus-minus of Dion Waiters. It's probably minus 152.
Nope. You're just hating now. You're just hating. That's all you're doing. Keep drinking the Haterade, man.
I don't like guys that take bad shots. I don't like it. Especially when you got a guy like LeBron on your fucking team. Give him the ball.
LeBron? He's on the Thunder. What are you talking about?
I'm fucking up now. Yeah, I completely just butchered that. Okay, let's see. What else? Because he used to play for the Thunder.
Yeah, he used to play for Cleveland before they traded him.
Other Cleveland, yeah. That's it, man. I got nothing. Joe Johnson's not going to happen.
I mean, a lot of those guys are older players that we're not going to go near.
That's exactly why. Jonas Jerebko.
Nah, he's all right. He can shoot the 3. I'm not impressed with his defense.
Yeah, I listed the guys that I wanted. So, it was Barnes, Beal, Batum, Bazemore, Fournier, Crabbe. Beal only if it's for the right price.
And DeRozan, they're not going to come. Those type of guys, we might be able to lure Batum in here. Hopefully we can.
That's a possibility.
And Harrison Barnes is going to want to get paid, obviously, so we have a chance of luring him away from the I don't know if he wants to give up championship for money, though, but this would be the time to get paid. He's around that age after his rookie deal, and he's not the main guy. Maybe he wants to be the main guy somewhere, so we have a chance to pry him away.
I'm seeing like maybe we get a Barnes with like a lower level guy, like a Fournier, Crabbe, or Bazemore. That's my hope.
I would be happy with any of those guys if we can. I just hope we do something instead of just sit on our hands, kind of like we did in the draft.
We're definitely not sitting on our hands. What I'm afraid of is that we spend too much money. So even if we like did nothing, I wouldn't exactly hate it. I would rather spend nothing than spend all of it.
I don't want to sit. I'm not sitting here and say, well, I want to blow all the money on guys just to get people in the seats or whatever. But spend it wisely. But spend a little because the past couple of years we haven't done anything in free agency.
You just made a point there, and I meant to bring this up earlier. We want to make some money. Well, at least the ownership group does. Obviously, Sixers haven't been drawing well because of the Sam Hinkie process. Trust the process. So what I'm a little bit afraid of is that we are going to overspend in free agency because the owners want to make a little cash.
Yeah, and they want to. And Brian Colangelo is about winning now, as he's stated before.
Yeah, so that's a little scary proposition there. Are we going to spend a lot of money because we want to try and put a good product on the floor so fans will come out and watch the team? Now, I think because we just drafted Ben Simmons, there's a lot of excitement going on. I think we'll be able to maintain that excitement a little bit longer this year than we have in the last couple of years. Because the last couple of years, we'd watch for a couple games and then people would tune out. Like, it's very difficult to watch these games throughout the whole year. I try, all right? I try, but it's difficult.
You're speaking to the choir. I was down there, and I had to stay and watch that. Trust me, it was tough.
Yeah, you had the season tickets. So, it's a lot of times I'll watch like a half and then it was over, so I just tune out for the second half. But I try to watch as much Sixers as possible, but it's not easy.
No, it's not. And it's funny that you touched on that, too, that are we going to spend a lot of money? Because at one end, we're hearing Brian Colangelo say, no, we're not going to go out and blow all our money. We're not going to be active. And then you got Brett Brown saying in interviews, yes, we're going to be highly active. So is Brian Colangelo playing a little hinky? Is he being a little deceptive, not trying to show his hand? Or what is that? So, I think they're going to be spending money because he's even stated – he's trying to wipe the Hinkie plan off here. So he might just go out and sign these guys, overpay for them, just to get people in the seats, and maybe we win 30 games.
I should hit up a bowl right now because you know what that is? That's a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen. Smoke screen 101. Just like the age. So Brett Brown is like Doug Peterson. Like he kind of tells the truth, and you don't always want to do that. You don't want to tip your hand, but Brett Brown, he's just like Peterson, man. He's not going to lie to you.
No, and we can't be deceptive. I feel like everybody knows we're going to be spending some money here.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. So, all right. Let's see. Anything else you want to kind of discuss before we get out of here?
I'm trying to think. I want us to be active. I'm excited for the season to be going on, but I just don't want to, like we've talked about before Colangelo was even in, I don't want to just spend to be the 8th seed and be mediocrity again. I want them to be smart because they were handed a gift. So I just hope they make well with it. And I think we will see a trade also of either Noel Still or Okafor before the trade deadline is over or the beginning of the season. We're not going to hoard all these big guys.
Now, that brings me to a point. Actually, maybe this could be a separate show. We'll save it for a separate show. We'll do like 20 minutes on this. Because I can see something. Now, there would have to be a lot of selflessness for this to work. It's never going to work, but I can still propose it. Basically be like what Kentucky did 2 years ago. So you'll have like Embiid play with, somebody, and then you have your second kind of wave come in. So you could have, like, say, Noel with Embiid, and then you could have Okafor with Simmons or something.
I like that.
And you play like you have like shifts. So maybe they're not going to see a bulk of the playing time, but if that's a way you can work all them together, I mean, you could experiment with this and see if it works. You don't have to trade these guys right now. So unless like you're blown away by an offer, we're not going to win anything this year. Why not experiment?
But egos get in the way. That's the problem.
That's why it takes a lot of selflessness. And yeah.
Because Noel is not going to come off the bench. I know that. He thinks knows he's a starting five. And the same with Okafor. He's not going to be willing to come off the bench. There's no way.
Well, Okafor would probably start. It would be like Simmons with Okafor. And then you have Embiid and Noel on the floor at the same time.
And here's another point, too, that I want to touch on before we end the show. The baby gloves. I'm kind of tired of the baby gloves with Joel Embiid. He's been rehabbing for almost 3 years. And I'm reading he's only be averaging 15 to 20 minutes per game, and he's not going to be playing back-to-backs or anything. So they're saying he might play 40 games this year at 15 minutes, and he's not going to be playing in Summer League. So it's kind of disappointing to hear this.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. It's like a pitch count for like a guy like Harvey coming back from Tommy John surgery and shit.
Which drives me insane with the whole pitch count. But that's a whole other story and a whole other sport.
Yeah. Well, it's similarities though, in terms of restricting playing time and shit like that.
But it's been 3 years almost, bro. Like, let this fucking dude go. Like, okay, I can understand you want to be careful, but I mean, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Well, you definitely want to bring him along slowly. I don't know if I would want to bring him along that slowly. Like, if you want to play him 15 to 20 minutes a game for like the first month, fine, and just kind of see how he does, and kind of see how his endurance is. But increase his minutes as the season goes along. That's what I would count.
They're not doing that. They already came out and stated it straight up. It sucks.
We'll see what happens. So, all right. Anything else you got?
That's it for me. You?
I'm good. I'm exhausted. Long day today. Fuck, man. 3 of these shows, Philly influencer, all fucking day. Buddy Ryan passed away, so that obviously a lot of content today.
Yeah, I'd like to, condolences out to Buddy Ryan, one of the greatest coaches out there, defensive-minded coaches. One of the beloved coaches here in Philadelphia too. So, condolences out to the Ryans family. It's a shame Buddy passed.
Yeah, we did a show on him today, earlier, right before I did this show. Also, make sure you check out Facebook Live for Philly Influencer. I posted that in the description box. Also, let us know in the comment section, who do you guys want to sign? Who are some guys that you're interested in? And do you guys agree with me, or do you guys agree with Kyle about Dion Waiters? I think he's a bum. And
Bradley Beal. Don't forget about that. Bradley Beal, too.
Well, the thing about Brett, again, it's the money. If it's max money, I don't want him. But that's what he's going to get. So, probably. But you never know.
And to let you guys know, we will be having a website put up soon. So check that out as well. It's up and running. It should be up and running soon. So we're going to be expanding, and let us know what you guys think about that. Yeah, a couple weeks from now, thebitterbirds.com. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. We start writing a little bit. I mean, I am a writer, and a lot of other guys that are on this crew actually came from writing background. So we're just gonna keep the Bitterbirds content coming. We'll have some columns. We're gonna have some videos on the website. So not the videos that you're seeing here on YouTube, but individual kind of 1 to 2 minute videos on whatever the hell they want to write about. So a lot of cool things in store for the Bitterbirds. All right, there it is. Come check us out. Yeah. So with that being said, that's Kyle Gaffner. I'm Adrian Fedke. Dion Waiters is a fucking bum. I'm out of here. Later.